Yeah.
67th hour of adventures. What
Yeah.
is it?
Woo!
So just a few things before we start. Just to let you know, this performance, like all the performances, is relaxed, which just means keep a relaxed attitude towards any movement or sound from audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who can't be still or silent throughout the performance. Just to let you know, the lights are going to stay like this. There'll be no like loud noise or anything. There may be some background music, but it will be gentle. If you need to leave for any period of time, just head through the wee door at the back and grab a seat. Feel free to come back in whenever you want. Give me a wee shout if you need anything at all. If you could just make sure your phones are off, but feel free to sleep, but just make them off. I think that's everything. I'm going to pass you over to Leo, who is the GM for this hour.
Hello! My name is Leo. I'm going to be GM for this hour and until 10 o'clock today. If any of you don't know what this is a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on either side of me have individual characters that are attached to them, and they tell me how they want to interact with the world. I am running everything else. I'm running the world, the characters, the monsters, and I tell them how the world interacts back at them. And sometimes we use dice to mediate, which allows people to succeed spectacularly or fail hilariously, depending on what number comes up on your die. So, quick catch up on the story. The four people, all our players are members of the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, a scientific research vessel which managed to awaken an ancient evil and cast a spell that flung them across the cosmos, and now they are far away from home and don't know how to get back. They desperately have been island hopping, meeting new people, fighting exotic monsters, looking for a way to restore a magic tablet, which hopefully they hope will get them back to their home. In the last hour or so, after a tentatively successful peacekeeping mission to the island of Rawstal, the party, the Spirit of the Horizon, returned to Luness, where Queen Abilzim greeted them as heroes, and the very last thing that happened was poor amazing Denshire had his cloak stolen as he followed the Queen up to the palace. But before we jump back into the story, let's get our players to introduce themselves. Tell me who you are, who you're playing, and what would distinguish you from the rest of the crew.
Hello, I'm Johnny. I'm playing Alistair von de Comte. He is a very undwarfy dwarf bard. He is the ship's scribe, and he is fond of stories, fond of magic, and fond of himself.
Cool, I'm Paul. I'm playing the amazing Dench, who is half orc and half fork. Because why not? He's a bard who likes to write songs for dignitaries, and he's quite full of himself. But he's got a fascination with belts. You know, he's a bard with all the belts on the costume. That he loves belts, so that's his other thing.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Allenvol, who is a half elf and another bard.
Bards.
Yes. Bards on top.
That's another one of the Imagine Dench's songs.
One of the
Bards.
Hashtag Bards and Brina.
And she's actually the commander of the ship, so she used to have time to kind of think about belts and things like that, but now she's been given responsibility and she's not dealing well with it.
Hi, I'm Brina. Naomi, I'm playing Brina.
It's gone too far.
It's blurring.
It's all blurring. No, it's fine. Brina's just a manifestation of my panic I feel every morning when I'm stage managing this show. No, I'm joking. Brina is a gnome wizard, so she's very, very short and very, very panicky. Although she's become suspiciously less panicky since spending a bit more time in the captain's quarters. Not anything untoward, but when he's not there, she is examining the tablet that's in there. As a favour to him, since she dissolved a bit of his back. It's an acid, it's not a big deal, it's fine.
Okay.
Can I just ask?
Yes.
Is this whole story an allegory of Star Trek Voyager?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thanks for stating it out loud for the stream.
Yes, it is still very much distinct from any
Oh, no.
existing intellectual property.
It's inspired. There was inspiration drawn from.
You can't get super allegorical things, that's fine.
Cool, cool.
No, it's fine.
We've taken inspiration from many things. That's just one of them.
That's just how some things are just the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why
exactly.
Silence of the Lambs is the same as Rocky IV.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
there's
sure.
only like 7 stories.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
that's fine.
Stargate Universe took inspiration from Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, exactly.
For instance.
Yeah, you know, it's all.
Of course, none of these
Oh no,
exist.
that's Deep Space Nine, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Universe was Deep Space Nine. I don't know what the Voyager one was. Or was it Voyager? It doesn't matter.
Everyone on the stream is
Point
wrapped
is-
with...
Point is, this is Voyager, except it's the Spirit of the Horizon. So it's not Voyager. So the party, obviously, the diplomatic party that the Spirit of the Horizon sent off to follow Abelzim up to her palace would be the 3 most charming people on the boat, right? The 3 bards
Yeah.
and a
charming.
wizard.
I'm so charming.
You're just about to vomit with the sheer terror of seeing a queen.
Actually, no, she's met this queen, so it's okay.
Okay, she's alright with this
She's
one.
alright.
Relora, why did you bring Brina with you?
Because I thought she might be a tempering effect on, essentially what I want to do is stand her in between Alistair and Dench. Because despite their similarities, I worry that they may be a little competitive with each other.
Right. And you're not competitive at all.
No, of course, no.
course
Well, I
not.
don't know why you would say that.
Queen
I'm
shade.
the least competitive person you've ever met. You'll never find anyone less competitive than me. I dare you to find. No.
Whereas Brina's genuinely not competitive, so this is going to be a fun hour, everybody.
So you follow the Queen up to her palace, and there's a long procession of courtiers following you. The important sort of high priests of both Simeon and Uazo, the important bureaucrats all trailing on behind, delegates from the other 2 queens, although the other 2 queens you notice are not there in person. They all follow you through this long, winding corridors that are designed to keep the public away from Abelzim's court chamber. And eventually Abelzim leads you up into her court chamber, which is where the battle happened 4 days ago, where you saved her life.
Is that the one
it's
where I-
5 days ago
Is
now.
that the one where I really, really nearly died?
Yes.
Okay.
And
right.
in fact, those of you who were present for that battle, which I think is just Relora,
I think,
In this
I
party?
think it's just me.
are shocked at how very quickly things have been glossed back over and,
Yeah.
and made shiny again. Although magic does help, I guess. Abelzim climbs the throne at the other end of the courtroom, and the 4 of you are left stood at the bottom of the steps just in front of her throne while the courtiers all file in either side. Abelzim makes a gesture with her hand, and 4 servants come forward with holding these velvet cushions. And on these cushions are about a score of silver 5-pointed stars, which are badges to pin. And she says, "From now on let it be known that the Spirit of the Horizon has the freedom of the city of Lunes, and the Thundercrest Federation, the Thundercrest Isles, welcomes them, all their crew, for as long as they need to be here." And there's a smattering of applause from the courtiers, although it's not quite as rousing as what you were enjoying outside, Dench. Or is it the amazing? Sorry, I don't know.
That's fine. You can call it the Dench.
The Dench, sure.
You know, it depends on the context.
Of course, yeah. No worries. And these velvet cushions are offered up to you.
Take a star. Do they pin them on us, or do we take them?
No, you can take one of them.
Take a star, put it on there. Pin it on.
I'll
Round
also
it on there.
take a star and pin it on there.
I need to get a star, put it to the front if I can.
Could I,
Yeah, sure.
could I take another star for Captain Golan?
Well,
Are
the
we
rest.
then out of stars?
No.
No, there's a score.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I was going to say the rest of these stars are then carried into. Did you take one? No.
I take one, but I strategically pin it Like if I was
outside.
wearing something like this, I
Yeah.
would pin it there,
Under
so
a
it
flap.
looks like I'm pinning it, but it just ends up falling underneath clothing.
Absolutely, sure.
Can I copy her after I see her do that?
Absolutely, and you notice Abelzim has noted that. She's seen you do that.
Well, I almost died for her 5
That's
days
true.
ago, so
That's
Well,
true.
you're just gonna wait until we get outside. You know, I'm all about undercover. That's great, but
This one's the courtier, clearly.
Yeah,
like,
like-
he knows how to treat with royalty.
yeah, well, you've been around as much as I have. You know how to treat with with the higher ups and we're gonna get all the things that we need, like access to caves. Anyway, I'm not saying this out there.
Right. The rest of the stars are ferried into a very small chest, only about 3/4 of a foot long, and they're poured gently in there, where they join about 100 other small star
Okay.
pins, which is then closed and handed to Relora. For your crew.
Many thanks, Queen Applezim. I pass it to Brina
I'll
to
put it in my bag.
Oh.
just carry.
Brina just stashes it.
I've got a satchel.
Yeah, sure. Is there?
100 stars? How much do they weigh?
It's fairly heavy.
Yeah, she's not happy about it, but the commander gave it to her.
She's
I'm
now
not
standing
strong.
with a slight. Actually,
Yeah,
roll,
mine.
roll a strength check.
Yeah, I need to. -1. 7.
Yeah, you're standing with a slight lilt now as your bag is really weighing down on you. While we are here, I would like to declare you all protectors of the city, especially yourself, Relora, who did so much for myself, my sister, and my cousin in the last week. Is there anything more we can do for you?
We are, in fact, searching for something, though I do not know whether it is something you will possess. From where we come from, it goes by a variety of names. Saltpeter, potassium nitrate?
As she looks frantic, almost
Oh.
frantic. She regains her sorry, go on.
Or if there are any bats or bat-like creatures that live within this realm, then we would be grateful to know of them.
Okay. She almost has a moment of frantic panic just pass over her face as you say the words potassium nitrate. And she looks over at an advisor, and the advisor like scurries up and whispers in her ear and scurries away. And then the queen goes, "Potassium nitrate is not something that passes through the Thunderquest Isles. However, if you tell us what it could be used for, we might be able to show you a substitute. As for the bat caves you speak of, there are none of these on the Thundercrest Isles either, although at one time caves were a common thing on Havmar. Caves have long since become a thing of luxury that have been inhabited for the most part.
Well, I think potassium nitrate can be used as a fertilizer to help grow crops.
Exactly.
Fertilizer we can do, although it is rare, obviously. And it does occur to you that actually you haven't seen many farms as you've been travelling across this world. It is rare and a delicate resource that, of course, farming is a renowned profession across Havmar. We have not much land to farm with. Yeah, there you go. What is this potassium nitrate? You say it's used for fertilization. Why do you require that on your ship?
Well, our long voyages at sea, it helps us to have a replenishable source of food for the crew.
Also, diluted in water, it clears the bowels.
Oh, really? And she looks over at a scribe who is clearly taking minutes of this entire thing and sort of raises her eyebrows. The scribe makes a note. Well, if you have a way of growing crops on such a small ship, we should definitely hear of that.
Well, none of us represent the engineers or the botanists from our crew, so unfortunately we would not be able to give full information.
But
Sure.
we can have an emissary sent to you via the captain in return.
Of course.
When the captain is done with his important duties that he has to carry out today, of course.
Yes.
Captains often have important duties to carry out. That's fine. He has sent his right-hand woman to me.
Indeed he has.
Well, fertilizer we can look for. Anything else? If not, then I have a favour to ask.
Mm-hmm.
As protectors, anything. As protectors of the city. And she gives you a wry smile. As protectors of the city, it has not escaped us that your military technology has far surpassed ours. Wherever you come from, obviously, is somewhat more advanced than us. It would be very useful for the Thundercrest Isles to be able to reproduce your weaponry to defend ourselves against pirates, Rakina raiders, and the like.
Is there someone in particular whose weaponry in this world is superior above all others? Whose technology bears any resemblance to our own?
I'm glad you said the second half of that sentence, for until you did, I was not sure I had an answer for you. But now that you say it, yes, there is strange technologies in this world which we do not understand. The Maguro live on a great tower of gears and clockwork-like things. They are the the ones who enjoy deconstructing technology. They are the ones that you should go to if you wish to discuss that. For now, though, it would be interesting to know how your weapons work, at least. We don't require you to give them any of us, obviously, any of them to us. Obviously, you need them to defend your own ship.
I could potentially send someone to you, one of our engineers called Knox, who is currently developing fresh weaponry for us.
Although it is important for us to broker a peace amongst many of the peoples amongst in this world, we can't just introduce new technologies. We follow a sort of a first order, if you will, a prime. You might call it a prime directive.
Sure.
That we shouldn't just interfere with the flora, fauna, or indeed the warfare of another race without first, you know.
It seems a little late for that, does it not? You have just returned from a peace-making deal for us.
It's very true. All right. Yeah.
We're happy to. We are a research.
I know you did.
We are a research vessel, so we are here to discover and be peaceful rather than weaponize. But I'm sure if you spoke with Captain Golan, he would be able to deal with that request.
Defence. We can certainly help you with defence.
That would be most welcome. And she claps, and suddenly all the courtiers just start leaving, apart from the couple of priests of Owazo that you saw come in. Just to refresh your memory, Owazo is the god of light and sun and fire. And once everybody has left, except the scribe and the priests of Owazo, and indeed Appleton, she gestures towards them and he steps forward and goes, I have to admit, we've had some trouble. We've been trying to replicate your technologies. Are you correct? Are we correct in thinking that it's something to do with fire?
There is something to do with fire.
Yes.
Right. So it's fire that sets it off. Or is it fire magic, or?
I do not believe it to be fire magic, though, as I have
Not fire magic.
said before, I am not an engineer on board the ship.
Can
I shoot a look at Brina and I send a message going, I don't think we should tell them anything.
I'm gonna message back saying I agree.
Obviously, because you're like, can you?
Sleight of hand.
Do you want to be subtle?
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
It's one of those ones where you kind of look like you try to look like you're scratching your
Sleight of
face.
hand. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Or if you prefer to use performance.
I did
Relora.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
So Relora very subtly just sort of does this across her chin and uses that as the point, but.
I was fiddling with something in my pocket. I was a little distracted.
Yeah, and when
You're
you
also
pull your hand
noting
out,
off to the
Yeah.
side.
what you actually do is you point your finger through your pocket, and
It looks like
you
a
think
gun.
you're being subtle, but it's really obvious, and everybody sees.
Oh, God.
And the two other bards sigh.
Do I notice that other people see?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to try and start this out. Okay. I'm going to pull what I was fiddling with in my pocket, and I've got a solid, I can't remember what colour it's supposed to be. I think gold button.
Yep.
That I'm just going to start twizzling around in my hand. Particularly like this. Is that a performance check?
Okay.
Is it?
Performance check. Yeah.
That's a 5.
Okay.
I'm trying real hard.
She pulls a button out of her pocket and just starts showing it to everyone.
I sent her a message going, God, Brina, just stop. Just stop.
I
God,
just
Brina,
say that
stop.
out loud. Just stop.
I'm just gonna start fiddling with the button and be like half listening, half fiddling.
Oh, you gnomes and your jokes.
Make a deception check.
17 plus 4, 21.
Yeah, brilliant.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
And the priests of Owazo like offer a tentative chuckle, like.
I'm
Yes.
a little bit confused by this, but I'm just gonna carry on. Like just fiddling with my button.
Off of character.
Yeah.
Did they know that we're looking for a tablet and things like that? I'm not up to speed.
No, that's fair. They are not aware that you're looking for. These people are not aware that you're looking for a tablet. There are people in the world who are aware that you're looking for a tablet.
Okay, cool. Have we found some on this island yet?
On this island, no. And just to clue you up, Paul. This island is an immense sort of caldera that's created a big, silty, purple lagoon in the middle of it. And the caldera is sort of split into 3 properties.
Cities?
Territories, that's what I wanted to say. 3 territories ruled over by 3 queens. And then there's Port Trouble, which is a name that stuck, apparently. And rolling over although that might not be the right turn of phrase, rolling over the lagoon is this static, ever-present thunderstorm that's just always there.
So it's constantly raining.
It's not necessarily raining, no. It's just these thunderstorm clouds that lightning plays across sometimes, and nobody pays them any heed.
Yeah.
But the person that you did find, you'll have known from just chatting to people on the trip, on the ship, is there was this Vosu, a fox-like creature called Candle in the Dark, who found out about the tablet pieces, told you guys what they were, and then disappeared mysteriously.
So we don't know where she is.
No.
Perfect.
No idea.
Let's listen to the person who came along disappeared. The exposition fox.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
sure. Well, when
Oh,
I put it
delicious
like that,
exposition
yeah. There were stories wrapped around it.
Get the MacGuffin, said the exposition fox. Fine, we shall.
Stop being postmodern about it.
That's so funny because the captain told us that the code word for them was MacGuffin. So interesting that you can't understand.
I want to lean in towards whoever I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And say, I wonder if it is best for us to visit the Maguro. I do not wish to alarm you, but it seems there has been evidence of spies on our ship, and I wouldn't wish for anyone to overhear what we tell you about our equipment and our weaponry, thus meaning you have no disadvantage and everyone has the information.
You're saying this to the priest of Owazo?
Yes.
Right, okay, cool. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on. 17.
I mean, you are a bard.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, oh, no, we definitely don't want this technology, as you said. We don't want this technology getting out to the world at large. That would be bad for Thundercrest. We don't want to tip the power against us. Our position is currently quite useful. So, if that is where things stand, then you have been very helpful in telling us what you have told us, and we will continue with our own research.
Wonderful.
And he bows to Abalzim, who just sort of nonchalantly waves it away, and they start to leave the room. You're now alone with Abalzim and the scribe. No courtiers or anything. Anything you want to say?
Can I,
Go on.
can I commission a cloak?
She's not a tailor.
Earn a cloak. I've wrote
No,
a
I
song.
know. She did it for Paul, but she did it for Dench.
Dench.
But
As you say, can I commission a cloak? And Dench replies, you've got to earn it. I wrote a song. Abalzim goes, why don't you write us a song?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm more of a righty-righty,
Then an epic
wordy sort of
An
bard.
epic poem about Relora and the saving of the three queens of the Trocken Caldera.
I wasn't really there for that.
You're a bard, aren't you?
Relora messages him because the last time she saw him, including other things, she fell off a cliff and he just kind of nimbly went down in this really full of himself way. So she just messages because she's meant to be professional as the commander. She just goes, go on, do a poem. And this will get fixed.
That's all right, we've got one.
It's just, this is how it feels when Relora sends you a message. Everything just gets
This
dark
is
and
like
chilly.
dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue.
It's stylized. It's stylized.
Yeah. This whole thing she's got going.
Whoa, the nights are really short in this place. Ooh.
That was actually just reverse lightning. That was
a grand tale indeed of Relora the Brave, whose cunning and charm the world she did save.
Oh.
She is, without doubt, the fairest and kindest soul I have e'er met, whose wisdom I will always remember and shan't ever forget.
I would like to roll insight on him saying about kindness and fairness and all this stuff.
Roll it.
'Cause-
You want to give him insight?
No, I don't.
Oh,
believe
you
a
want to
word of
roll
what he's
insight.
saying, and
Yeah,
I
okay.
find it the
Are you being
insincerity
deceptive?
offensive.
Are you being deceptive?
I'm saying whatever it takes.
So yes.
Making up rhyming couplets, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Go on.
What? I'm guessing she doesn't. Well, yeah, that's a 17 on insight. So yeah, don't believe a word of it.
Do you know what? He is just doing a great job being a bard. He's desperately trying to rhyme. Relora's not one for rhyming couplets. Like in her songs, she tends to try and go for more assonance rather than rhyme.
Sometimes she rhymes.
Sometimes she
Sometimes
rhymes.
she manages to
No,
rhyme.
but I mean, there's
nothing wrong with
different
the song that's
styles.
assonant.
There's different styles. I have noticed, as an observer, as the referee, that Relora prefers assonance, and you don't know whether the rhyming, whether the sincerity is fudged by the rhyming or not.
Okay. I don't make any.
Anyway,
progress.
roll a performance check for me.
Well.
Oh, yeah. So that is a 28.
Okay. Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
damn.
He's getting a cloak.
Rather than painfully make you go through this entire thing, why don't you describe the epic to us?
Basically, it talks a little bit about Relora at the beginning.
Sure.
And then
Let's see
Yeah.
what
it
this is.
mainly
I see where
talks
this is going.
about himself and how he loves the Queen, loves this beautiful city, and thinks it's worth saving and preserving, and ends it all with a little pirouette and a bow.
And Abalzim immediately breaks into applause, and she's like, Bravo, bravo, that was extraordinary. Did you get all that? She turns to the scribe, and the scribe has been furiously writes down the last couplet, and she just nods and goes, good, I shall have it published immediately, and your cloak shall be commissioned. How would you like it fashioned like the Dench's cloak?
Exactly the same, but bright purple.
But bright purple? That shouldn't be... Are you sure? Bright purple?
Yes.
We can make it a nice pastel magenta, if you prefer.
They like moon colours here.
All right. A sort of moony purple then.
A moony purple. We shall get right on that.
Invent me a moody purple. Curse you, scribe.
The poor scribe is looking rather browbeaten at the moment.
What?
He's sweating, his hair's a bit ruffled.
Your Majesty, would you be able to tell us where to find the Maguro?
The Maguro? Yes, indeed, I can tell you where to find the Maguro.
Route 1, isn't it?
She told us that's who has the most advanced weapon, so we just like...
I like to
Oh,
think
right.
They don't have
Banging
the most,
straight
to be
off
fair,
the poem as well.
they don't have the most
it's
advanced,
the most comparable to us.
but they're the most comparable. They build things out of metal, and they live in this place that is like old and...
Let's go back. They said she did tell us they had the most comparable weapons to ours.
Oh, thank you. And she summons a map bearer to bring you forth a map of the general area around the Thundercrest Isles.
How big is it?
How big is it? It's in our speak A2.
So, in gnome speak...
Massive.
Huge. Bigger than a gnome.
Great. While you
Well,
carry
as
on...
big
the
as a
size
gnome.
of a person.
As big as a gnome.
While you carry on this conversation, she's going to take this map and just lay it out on the floor and start walking on it and looking at it.
Okay, sure.
Are you trying to look for coordinates?
Yeah.
Relora does default a bit to her competitiveness. And she doesn't need to give Brina Bardic inspiration to read a map, but she's going to give Brina Bardic inspiration to me.
What, just
read
because
a map.
everybody else is...
Just because he's done a poem and
Okay.
she's feeling a little...
Okay,
yeah.
go for it.
I mean, she's insecure and
this,
she's needy.
this was bound to happen
so,
with 3 bards, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was always going to happen.
We're
And
just
maybe
both
there'll
looking
be... Maybe there'll be assonance, maybe there'll be rhyming.
And I'm the plot gnome.
It wasn't a dig. I don't write rhyming poetry.
Oh, what would happen if we line up all of our bardic inspiration and then the final song would be incredible, surely?
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Relora could just do backing.
That's not for now, that's for later on in the day.
Yeah, when we really need a great song to
Yeah.
batter.
For reading a map.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just... I mean, I have no idea what this is. Brina, with your eyes so strong and so true, find the coordinates of where we must get to.
Oh, I see.
This comes from Relora the strong and the brave, has told him many a tale. So I'm sure with my support you won't fail. She just kind of
Wow,
goes,
and
I'm
Hamilton applauds again, although she's clearly getting a little bit tired of all this bars.
Also,
Barding.
this is the first time that Brina's been here with Relora, so like it's the first song she's had, so she's really happy. Like she's so
I
inspired.
clap over enthusiastically. And
Like
she
she's
does
heard,
try very hard.
like no, but Brina's really pleased because she's heard about these songs and she's so happy to finally have one, so she's really inspired now.
My queen, can we take the map or should we copy it?
No, that is yours.
Can I read the map?
Should we take our leave?
Maybe we should actually.
You've been-
Relora's a bit shamefaced.
My poem was 3 hours long.
Yeah, you've been in here for about 3.5 hours.
Brina, who's just got the map
Perhaps
on
we should
roll.
take our leave.
I think the Dench is absolutely right.
Right, so Brina just got the map on roll. She's gonna okay, and then she starts rolling it back up.
Roll a perception check quickly.
Me. That's a 5. I
You
might just use that
you can
D8
use the D8.
now. That's 9 total, including my modifier.
9. Yeah, you didn't manage to find wherever the Maguro are
I'll try again in a minute.
in the time that you had.
She was too happy about the song.
But
Poor
you,
Brina.
yeah, in fact, you don't know very much about, like, all Abilzim has told you is to go talk to the Maguro. She hasn't.
What island can we find the Maguro on?
They call it the Manara Jam, I believe. Manura Jam? Manara Jam?
Sounds delicious.
I know. I made that joke once.
Oh.
Hey! There we go. Much better. You can have inspiration for that if you want. D6.
So do we go back to the ship?
Yeah, well, that's up to you guys.
Can I, before we do, like, is it, in what direction is this Maguro Jam to the, in relation to Thundercrest, when I'm looking at the map and trying to find out where it is it west, is it east, is it north, is it south? What is north, please?
Little peach there. I
Little
believe,
peach, cheeky peach.
I believe it's to the southeast, although that never was really my strength. If you're looking for things elemental, you asked about caves. My sister Elowen might be able to help you a little bit. Sorry, my cousin Elowen. That was a GM slip there. My cousin Elowen might be able to help you a little bit more with that. But I leave that up to you. I've told you what I can tell you. I have listened to your words and your music, and I grow weary. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to go and retire for the day.
Thank you so much. And Brina really clumsily curtsies and then just grabs the map and drags it behind her as she scurries off.
Sure.
So our options are to go to her sister, cousin, some family member,
Elowen.
who's I believe one of the other queens, for directions to Manara Jam, or go back to the ship and hope that we can read this map.
I mean, it was a pretty good map.
Is it just Brina was terrible at reading it?
Well, I just didn't have a lot.
she just
Like,
rolled a 9.
I just didn't have a lot of time. You, I just got
Sorry, I didn't mean to, Brina.
Could someone else carry it? Because it's really big.
I'll carry the map.
Thank you.
And as the half-orc picks up the map, it's just...
It turns to dark.
Well, the sun...
Night
The
falls
sun begins to set.
the sun is beginning to set. And it's just very easy to carry. It's an A2 piece of paper.
Yeah. So we've got,
Size matters.
so we've got one of two tasks, isn't it? Find the caves or the potassium nitrate if we can. Find the tablets. I think, although we should maybe shore up the ship. If there are caves, is there some way we can harness the storm?
And as he mentions the storm, the three of you are all reminded of it, rolling over the caldera.
Seemingly an endless source of power. Just sitting there.
Well, if the Maguro have the most developed weapons, and they're the ones who use meta in their weapons, which would be the best conductor, then perhaps there's something there.
Yeah.
So, Manara Jam?
Manara Jam?
I mean, it sounds better than a cave full of batshit, doesn't it?
It does. It very much does.
Oh.
Is that what guano is? Is that what guano is?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that does sound better.
This is the first I've heard of that shit. I'm just confused.
It's like guano.
Oh yeah, it would be the first that Alistair said.
Yeah.
So you're walking back down the mountain towards the harbour, to the Spirit.
Yes.
As you grow closer to the harbour, can I get perception checks from everybody, please?
What's up?
Oh.
19.
19.
A
20.
critical success.
Critical success.
5.
So everybody except Alistair, who's
It's
thinking...
because you put that badge like on the front of your hat.
Yeah, and what
And the
happens is the metal just keeps folding the lip of the cap over and you just get distracted. Everybody else notices there's something a little bit off with the Spirit as you approach it. It's a little bit too quiet.
What do my critical nomise see?
I'm telling you. It's a little bit too quiet and you can't see any of the people who you left on board, and in fact,
Oh, God.
you two see there's something wrong with the masthead, which, for the record, used to be a Pegasus with a unicorn horn.
Yeah.
That was canon.
The main head.
Yeah, on the front. Sorry, yes. It's been defaced. It's been almost completely shorn and chopped in two, and something has been hung from it. Something in its place has been hung from it at the front. What is going on? And
Really short days.
that's three this hour.
Days and an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Delightful island.
Um,
Not the moon.
Brina, with her critical success, notices that this thing that has been hanging from the masthead is a dead body. Mutilated, bleeding, beaten, destroyed. It is the body of Orion Evander, the captain of the guard of Lunes. Of the regalia, the Thundercrest regalia is what they're called.
I throw up a little bit.
Brina throws up a little bit as the four of you walk towards the spirit.
I personally want
That's
to now.
what Alistair sees. Alistair sees Brina throw up.
Oh.
I want to gun it towards the ship because I want to check the
accidentally
captain's
I
okay.
am going to run off after her as well.
I shall run too.
I run as well. Because
Shouting,
everyone
it's
else
Evander, it's Evander.
Okay.
Half goes in.
I'm going to need everybody's dexterity scores quickly, going from left to right.
Oh, just
dexterity
our
scores,
scores.
14.
Oh god, 15.
Okay, or
14.
just all at once.
Sorry.
So, what was yours?
14.
14, thank you.
Yeah, 14.
14, and Brina?
14.
Fine. I mean, I don't know what I expected.
Do you want us to roll off?
What I would like is, can I get some combat music, Cat, please? Oh, and they've not.
They're on.
Oh,
The
yeah.
iTunes, is the iTunes muted?
Do you have something
Never
in-
mind, never mind.
Do you have something in the headphone jack?
Yeah, I
Is
plugged
it
it
it's
in.
all plugged in?
It doesn't matter too much, don't worry.
Okay.
I think Paul is
Oh.
running to Incoputech.
I do actually have. Well, I have all of the tracks on my phone,
Do that then.
Do that. Yeah.
so I'll find one that I think is a bit fighty.
I
I'll
mean,
have
we're
a
certainly
look.
not going to do the whole combat in this next 10 minutes, so don't worry.
Are we
too
not?
much.
Oh.
No.
Evander.
Yeah. EV.
A-N-D-E-R.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is only a minute long, so.
Nice.
Okay, I will.
What's the others?
Nice, nice. So, as you run up the gangplank, you notice some unfamiliar figures who are desperately trying to get the spirit out to sail. There's only about 10 of them, so they're not doing a very good job of it. It is a small ship, and they are professional sailors, and given time, they'd be able to steal your shipjack here. And barking the orders in the middle of them all is someone that Laura at least recognises. Does the name Salty Jen mean anything to anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. This beautiful, so for the sake of Dench, this absolutely gorgeous pirate.
We should have known it was Salty Jen.
Like unnaturally beautiful. Something's a little bit weird about her. She's wearing an eye patch, these blonde locks, with a cutlass off her seemingly ever-cocked hip. And she is just barking orders at her guard as they run around desperately trying to unfurl the sails and sail your ship.
Can we get on the ship?
Absolutely. As you run up the gangplank, are you just running straight in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
she's hot. Whoa, to be killer or fucker? I don't understand. What are we doing?
Kill
We
her.
do both.
I'm gonna hold her. Then I guess what you do with her is.
Okay, but as you get up,
I've got frostbite strength, so I
you
can just crush her.
you do have a potion of frostbite.
Well, I want to know where our crew is and what on earth's going on.
If we let the GM talk, we might find out.
No, it's a trap. Don't let us in.
As you run up the gangplank, throwing complete caution to the wind, everybody wails round and pulls swords, and Jen goes, "Ah, my pretties, I wondered where the four of you were." And she turns to Dench and goes, "Have we met? I'm Salty Jen."
Welsh. It's a delightful accent. It's so lovely. Hello, I'm the great.
Welsh?
I'm
I
the
don't know
amazing-
what that is.
I'm the amazing Dench.
The Amazing Dench. The Amazing Dench and Salty Jen.
What a pair.
The new novel coming to you this November. She
I
goes,
shake your hand, but you appear to be trying to take over the ship.
and she draws her sword and goes, "Aye, that I am. That I am."
Oh, that's racist. Pulling that kind of accent on a pirate. That's it. I drink the frost dried straight.
As you pull over the frost dried post, you notice there's a little bit of toenail floating in it. You just neck it. You're half orc.
Not fussed.
You're half orc, half orc. And for the next 10 minutes, I believe, your strength is treated as if it's 21,
Pretty sweet.
which will give you a +5 to any strength-based checks and modify your weapon attacks thusly. I can go through that in detail as we need.
Do I strike from this point, or is just drinking the potion might go?
No.
When you take a healing potion, that's a bonus.
Yeah, that's
So
a
I
bonus
assume
actually.
bonus.
You can stride forward and hit her if you want. Yeah.
I think I should hit it.
Okay, absolutely.
Punch or stab? What are we looking at?
What are you using?
I've got a rapier, or I am half fork.
I guess
So you've
I've
got
got
slight
A
metal
punch and a
knuckles.
stab are kind of quite
One
similar.
arm is a fork.
Oh right, okay,
Yeah,
I
one
see.
leg is a fork. So
Stab it with your fork arm.
I was imagining just little tines coming out of your knuckles,
Oh,
Wolverine style.
that's too aesthetic. Half fork.
Just half fork. Sure, okay, make an attack with your fork arm.
Lovely. So that's
Roll d20, add your strength modifier. Sure.
Oh,
That was satisfying.
that's a 10.
It's weighted.
It's not weighted. And my
Strength modifier is now +5, so 15,
15, lovely.
which
Plus
is
proficiency because it's his arm.
no, which is just enough to hit. That is exactly what you needed. As you, I don't know, how do you attack with a fork arm?
Stabbing, it's a
Stabbing?
fork.
It's a piercing attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d6 and add 5.
8.
Cool. So you come in and stab her in the upper thigh, and it doesn't do too much, but it's very intimidating. And she just sort of grins in your face. You can smell booze coming off of her breath as she breathes out at you. She is very much a prototypical. Oh, you're going to retrieve the dice. I thought you were just leaving because of the booze. Alistair. As you look around, there are five of her guard are still trying to get ship ready to sail. The other 5 are preparing to jump into this combat.
Is anyone up high?
Yeah, some of them are climbing riggings.
I'm going to cast Compulsion on one of the ones up high.
Okay, sure. What are you trying to compel him to do?
Well, I think it's just you have to walk. He has to walk in a direction I give him.
Okay. Yeah, describe the spell for me. Is this your 4th level spell?
It is a 4th level spell. Right. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to designate a direction that is horizontal to you. Each affected target must use as much of its movement as possible to move in that direction.
Cool. So how many targets are you in now? Just one at 4th level?
Creatures of your choice you can see within range.
How many creatures?
It doesn't actually say.
It will say someone.
I-
Does it say one
it's just on a
target at
loop
the top?
currently.
Does it say one target up the top there, Johnny? Hang on. I'm coming to you.
R'hllora and Brina are just gagging to do something, but are just very ineffective.
It's really unhelpfully worded. But for the sake of the end of the episode, for Lord's sake, for the sake of Owazo, what's your DC there?
14.
He fails spectacularly, rolling a 2. What would you like him to do?
I'd like him to just walk away from
Off the side of the...
side.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Performance for deck.
have you got that Wilhelm screamer?
Oh wait.
Oh no, I had it up when I was. When I'm at the laptop, I have it ready.
He just goes off the side of the ship and splashes into the water, completely removing it from the combat. Good job. And at this point, the other guard sort of drop what they're doing, draw their swords, and Salty Jen chuckles and goes, "Well, let's have it out then." And that's where we're going to end this episode. There we go. Wonderful.
I wanted to do things.
I know.
We'll do things.
Thank you,
really
Kat.
excited.
Shortly.
Guys, thank you everybody for coming along. Feel free to drop back at any point. We are here from 10 till 3 and then 5 till 10 every day apart from the 24th and 25th. You can come along and watch again, or you can get up here and play. Yeah, I will pass you over to these guys who have some shows they're going to put.
Johnny, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Yes, I am in a puppet show musical that is on every day at noon at Venue 13. It's about a little girl dealing with grief and it's puppets and songs, and it's brilliant. Come check it out.
Does it have a name?
It does. But
Does it
it's
have
a
a place?
secret. No, it's called Heartwood.
It's on his shirt, if anyone.
It is on my shirt.
Cool, thanks, Paul.
Okay. And I'm doing the MMORPG show every day at 9:15 at the Counting House Ballroom, which is free, and it's basically this condensed into an hour with more nonsense because you can't do rules in an hour. Otherwise, it's one go. Yeah, so come down that.
Oh, we are, as well as live streaming this on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted, we are also live tweeting it at Adventurers250. So there's also that if people want to keep up that way.
And please come and play and watch here. Yeah, you can buy a player ticket and be one of the players.
Cool.
Otherwise, we'll never get out of the Delta Quadrant.
And with that,
With that.
thanks very much.
Thank you so much.